All right, welcome back, boys. Part two of the two-parter. We got the end of season awards and the postseason preview. So let's get into it. First up, starting off hot, league MVP award this year goes to none other than Tom Brady, quarterback for Leroy Jenkins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brady led the whole NFL with 335 fantasy points this year, 68% completion percentage, 3,700 yards, 314 a game, 34 touchdowns, 10 picks. He also had one rushing touchdown in there, and he's age 44. Just absolutely unbelievable. Congrats to Tom Brady and Leroy Jenkins on winning league MVP.
Damn, is that why they threw the ball 50 times last week to make sure that Tom won his MVP?
Probably, stat. No one ever got hurt from a little stat padding in fantasy. All right, next up, we have your mom's team, also known as All for the Moms team. This is the first team. You can feel free to pause this if you want to look at it harder. I'm not going to read it. Instead, I'm going to name off how many there were from each team. So in the East Division, the Chicos had one first team and three second teamers for 4 players total. 10-4s had 2 first teams and a second team for 3 total. Can-Pans had 2 first team, and then D's Nuts and the Goat KD both had 1 second team. And then in the West Division, Leroy Jenkins had 2 first teams and a second team, 3 total. Cleveland Steamers had a first and a second team, 2 total. And Face Kev had 1 first team. Next up, we have Executive of the Year award, and this year's Executive of the Year goes to Blake Kostis of the Philly Chicos. This award came after 3 straight years of winning the Kim K award, and after years of being ridiculed as the worst franchise in the league. Blake's efforts to revive the team in their second season in Philly, first post-COVID, was enough to win them the division this year and give them their first ever playoff appearance, going 9-4. Led by Jonathan Taylor and 3 other All for the Moms players, they ended their season on a red-hot 5-game win streak and are looking to take that in the playoffs. They are also the only team to reach 1,900 points on the season. Second award, we have the Kim K Booty Award, and this goes to Cleese Mafia owner Tyler Cleesby. This award was previously won by Blake Kostis for 3 straight years, but has made its way over to Cleese Mafia. Despite making their 4th straight playoff appearance last year, the team owner decided it was time to tear the team down and start off with a fresh rebuild. This did not go well for them, however. They had a series of questionable decisions on draft night, including moving to number 2 to take Gibson over Najee Harris. The team would go 3-10 on the season, finishing last place and scoring the least amount of points by 121. That is 9.3 a game that you are in last place by. They also had a 6-game losing streak in there before finally winning again this past week. Nick, any thoughts on either of these 2 award winners this year?
Well, first, we want to congratulate the Philly Chicos, Blake, on winning Executive of the Year this year. They, as we've seen from the last slide, 3-time Kim K Booty Award winner. Take that how you want to. So for them to have this turnaround season, just great for them, definitely deserving of the award. And on the flip side, Cleese Mafia, not like a whole hell of a lot to say that I haven't just told Tyler already. But this is probably the most deserving award of the year. This team was absolute booty. Congratulations, you only showed up to playoffs, you fucking cockbag. But decided to not take the number 1 guy on the board. Took stonks, ran Ayuk out of town. A lot of questionable things coming out of Cleese Mafia this year. A lot of workplace, culture things. But I think this is the most deserving award of the year.
Very well said. Couldn't agree more. Now let's get into the postseason preview. First up, Nick, we have the Little Caesars Mediocrity Bowl, the 4-week Super Series featuring 5th place D's Nuts at 8-5, taking on 6th place Cleveland Steamers at 6. That should say 6-7, not 7-6. D's Nuts did win the regular season matchup, 154 to 129. Nick, what's this gonna look like? Is anyone gonna care? And how are you gonna get it done and win that extra $9?
$9?
Yeah, $9.
We got $9 on the line?
Yeah.
Oh, I still really don't care that much. But we'll set a lineup. We got a couple other teams that are actually in the playoffs. So I mean, we'll set a lineup. We don't we'll have to go search Noah's team to see if we actually won or anything, since we don't get a matchup. Little Caesars. This is what it's okay. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna be able to just host and just have fun. We're gonna sit back with some fucking popcorn and just watch what fucking happens. That's all I gotta say. We'll be around because I gotta still do this damn show, but you won't be hearing much about the Steamers or D's Nuts for the next 4 weeks. Maybe the 4th week you'll finally hear something.
All right, I guess. This is the matchup that doesn't exist. Sleeper doesn't care enough about it to actually let us, at least see a score. But, as commissioner, I think every game still counts. So best of luck to you, Nick. Best of luck to D's Nuts. And yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Or maybe we won't. Now it is time for the fan favorite tournament. Not the most important one, but the fan favorite one. The Toilet Bowl preview for 2021 to see who will be taking a polar plunge into the lake in the midst of freezing January. First up, we have 7th seed Francis Feast finishing the year at 5-8, taking on 3-10 Cleves Mafia. Francis Feast did get the better of both of these regular season matchups, winning 148 to 80 and 149 to 84. Both absolute ass clappings. We'll see if that continues in the Toilet Bowl. And second matchup, we have 8th seed the Goat KD finishing 4-9, taking down FaZe Kev finishing 3-10. Goat KD did win the only matchup of the regular season between these two teams, 129 to 110.
So for our first matchup here, Cleves Mafia versus Francie Feast. There's going to be a little bit of bad blood on the line, because I'm over at Cleves Mafia, never really respect the Evan Scholars too much. So I know Francie Feast wants to go out there and kick their ass. But for Francie Feast, there some keys for them these next couple weeks is, one, they need to get that running back room figured out. I'm pretty sure Chase Edmonds is eligible to return from IR this week. I don't know if that means he's going to play, but they do need to definitely make sure that running back room can compete with Cleves Mafia's, who's Antonio Gibson and the Washington football team are starting to run the ball a lot more than they were at the beginning of the season. Same thing with the Oakland Raiders, and with Kenyon Drake going out for the season, Josh Jacobs is definitely going to get a lot more work. So they're definitely going to need to focus on getting that running back room right. For Francie Feast, they always have the tight ends, as they've been running with the Gronk, Zach Ertz. Maybe Darren Waller can make his way back and complete that trifecta they have here. So that's going to be an area for them, with Logan Thomas now being hurt for Cleves Mafia, that they're going to need to capitalize on that tight end position. But this one seems to be anybody's matchup here. Cleves put up 280 against Francie Feast in their last 2 matchups. But as we saw this past week, they can go off and have a good week. Just need to have the right pieces in place. For FaZe Kev and team number 7 here, not quite the seasons that they both envisioned going in. Team number 7 having to deal with the Alvin Kamara injury, the running back room not being all there. FaZe Kev, we need to know what the status is on Daryl Henderson moving forward, as they're trying to get that position again figured out. But again, I think both of these matchups are complete toss-ups. It can go either way. It's going to be a really fun 2 weeks here to kind of see how this whole thing shakes out, so that we can then have the matchup of matchups the toilet bowl matchup. But I'm really looking forward to these this week. And best of luck to all the teams that are competing over these next 2 weeks. Hopefully things go your way.
Hopefully you don't end up in the lake.
Exactly.
Also, quick fun fact side note, Clues Mafia and Fancy Feast, this will be a match for the only 2 teams in the league to not have a single player on your mom's team. So we'll see if that affects scoring. Any players disheartened that they didn't make the cut for the award this year. All right. Now it's time for the main event, 2021 For the Moms playoff preview, where everyone will be in pursuit of a nice cash prize and that nice shiny trophy you see right there. First matchup, we have Leroy Jenkins tying the league record for best record in a season at 11-2, taking on the Texas size 10-4s, preseason favorite to win it all, but they have fallen off quickly these last couple of weeks. They finished 8-5. Regular season matchup was just this past week. Leroy Jenkins won 164-106. And then on the other side of the bracket, we have the Philly Chicos capturing their first ever division title at 9-4, taking on the Cam Pams at 8-5. This is both of these franchises' first ever playoff appearance. So we'll see who comes in more well prepared. This regular season series was tied at 1-1. Cam Pams won the first matchup, 166-101, and Philly Chicos won the second matchup this past week, 169-157.
I would love if we had that Office meme where it's Michael Scott going, "Oh, how the turntables," because that's essentially what's happening here in this very first matchup between the Texas size 10-4s and Leroy Jenkins. Texas size 10-4s came into the season preseason favorite, returning the number 1 player at each skill position in Christian McCaffrey, Devonta Adams, and Travis Kelce. Now, as we know now that CMC is out for the rest of the season, Texas size 10-4s will be returning Devonta Adams this week as he was on bye last week. So hopefully that'll be a nice jump start to their team, as they were definitely missing his presence last week. But Leroy Jenkins here sitting at 11-2, tied best league record in FTM history. Definitely the favorites going into the playoffs and this matchup in particular. They've been able to keep everybody healthy throughout the entire season. Aaron Jones was only out for one week. But they're going to have their full arsenal of tools available to them here as they go against the 10-4s who have been struggling with some injuries throughout the year. We already mentioned CMC, Chris Carson on season-ending IR. Julio Jones was placed on IR, and he's actually been battling injuries most of the season. So it's definitely going to be a test of will for the Texas size 10-4s. And Leroy Jenkins really now in a position where they are the heavy favorite, need to come through and deliver. For the Can Pams and the Philly Chicos, you can just call this the losing your virginity bowl, as both teams make their first ever playoffs, and we're going to kind of see how they handle it. You know, they don't necessarily have to go up against some playoff veterans in the 10-4s and Leroy Jenkins. They get to go against each other. So kind of both having those butterflies maybe the first week. For the Can Pams, they still do have Dalvin Cook injured. I think his timetable is week to week. He could come back any week now. They're hoping to get him in the second week here. Adam Thielen is most likely not going to be playing this week because it's a Thursday night game. So they're going to be out 2 key players. So they're going to have to figure out how to replace both of those guys. And the Philly Chicos, they will be without Jonathan Taylor first week. He's on bye. Miles Sanders is also on bye. So they're going to have to figure out somebody to go and play running back for them, especially at least for the first week. And Deebo Samuel still kind of week to week. We'll kind of have to see how he goes this week. But both these matchups, every team, it's a winnable game. You know, it's just gonna come down to who executes better. And you know, we want to congratulate again everybody in the playoff tournament for making it. It's quite an accomplishment to make the playoffs. It's a very grueling, grinding season. And now you just have 4 weeks. You guys got to go take it now. You just got to get everybody in the facilities and say, we just got to go take these ones. You know, this whole season's led up to this point, and now Now it's time to play.
Very well put. That will be a very similar message to the one my team receives heading into next week. Well, that is it for us, boys. Thank you for tuning in all year to watch us goof around talking about fantasy for about 15, 20 minutes a week, sometimes longer. It's been an honor. It's been a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed this award show and postseason preview. And whether you're in the playoffs or the toilet bowl or even the mediocrity bowl, I hope you bring your best performance to the postseason and we see some good old classic fantasy football drama. Nick, any other final thoughts before we get off here?
Most exciting time of the year, most important 4 weeks of the season for 8 teams. But if you're in the playoffs, right there, that's your prize. Go get it. Go get a nice cold drink out of that beautiful trophy. Plaster your name on that thing. And if you're in the toilet bowl, just don't get wet. Don't get wet. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Very good advice. Hope you guys put it to good use. I'll see you guys later. Have a good week and best of luck this weekend.